With this, I wanted a lot of kick patterns because I'm going to play around with what the guitar is doing. And so we already have a beat. We can get into details with adding ghosts and stuff later, but I'm going to immediately probably, let's put it on the bass.
There's no way for you now.
What's going on, homie? Welcome to Make Songs Fast episode 6. So today I have a little bit of an idea that I started on stream, and it's just some synth ideas, but I figured maybe we can turn it into some sort of like intro or maybe even like a post-chorus sort of thing. Not sure. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here's my sounds here. I'll play them all together for you. And this consists of a MasterVX patch that I made, some gated pads, which is BA1, and this arpeggiated sound also from BA1. And so this definitely sounds like an intro, but I want to use this to go into when the band comes in. I think we can start out by having Ableton's features help us out with some sort of pattern on our kick. We are going to go to the rhythm generator here, and I'm just going to hit generate. And so you can see here, it has this. So here's our kick pattern. However, you can move these around to get any sort of random pattern or anything like that. And so let's just kind of play around with this for a second. Dude, I think that one's good enough. I don't want to get too crazy with just dialing this in. I think you have to have a stopping point at some point. And again, this is Make Song Fast, and so quick decisions. You know, this is good enough. I want to remove some kicks, but this, you know, this will get us going. Yep, gonna immediately put these here on the snare. China, of course. Quick decisions, quick decisions. Next thing I want is, actually we can't do pedal head here, which that's okay, but I want to start with two crashes. And so let's just do a left hit since we're already doing our China here. Yes, please. You already know me. 120 on the velocities. I'm using P5 on the drums here. I'm gonna probably, let's see about removing some kicks here. Actually, I think I only want to remove those. That sounds pretty good. I'm going to add a kick on this, the one here. You know what I want to do, actually? I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm just going to have this repeat. With this, I wanted a lot of kick patterns because I'm going to play around with what the guitar is doing. And so we already have a beat. We can get into details with adding ghosts and stuff later. But I'm going to immediately probably, let's put it on the bass. I'm going to immediately legato this. And so let's see about doing this. And so from here, we can take it over to the guitar. However, I wonder if we can mess around with the octaves just straight in the bass for now. You know, just kind of see what happens. Now that I'm playing around with this, this feels like it wants to be longer. Ooh, I want this to be... Dun, dun. All right, let's immediately put on the guitar, change the color. Now, I'm only programming on my guitar L, but my guitar R is reading my guitar L. And so quickly how to do that, you go MIDI from rhythm guitar L, which is this, then you turn your monitor to in. And then when you're done, you want to change this all the way back to all ins and then auto. So then, you know, I only do this for writing because it's easier when you're writing, but there is a difference in sound. And so you're going to want to switch this right before you export. There is some work that needs to be done in terms of key switching here. And so usually what I think about is any sort of quick move like this. I want this note to be a hammer-on. And so I'm going to use the tapping key switch inside of Axer, and maybe the tapping key switch here. So there's going to be a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. And so anytime you see it, you're going to want to add a sustain along with a tapping key switch. I already know that I'm going to go through and put the tapping key switches in because I already know that I want those. So I'm not liking something here. Bum bum ba, bum bum ba da. Okay, so I want these to be sustained here. So you notice that I'm thinking how real guitarists play it and the feel of it, And so since we did, you know what, we can just delete all this and paste this because it's basically the same thing. Now you can start to add some chord stuff here. I can already hear some chord stuff. And so that's something that I'll do a little bit later, but you can hear me saying I'll do it a little bit later. Right now we just got to keep the momentum going. Chances are you're going to hear it again. It's like, oh yeah, that definitely needs some sort of chord there. I want to start adding more layers, Let's do a lead here. So I want this to only be on the second half. I'm also going to engage my reverb wash here. I actually have it before Gojira, so I can get that washy sound here. You know what I want? I'm hearing the palm mutes here. So let's add a palm mute here. Bring these down. Okay, so now this wants to be back to sustain. Okay, so again, since this is the same, I made that quick change. Gonna do this. I wonder if a clean guitar will fit in here. I have the same setup going, so I can hear it in both left and right. Ooh, that's nice. So inside of the Axer, anything below 43 is going to be a clean pick. So just so you know. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I think it's just the timing at this point. Okay, so now that we have our riff here, let's start to build out the structure, because that's going to give us a jump start in getting this song going. This is just a loop. How do we get out of the loop? I made a video about that. Check out the video before. It's about breaking out of the riff loop, and so make sure you check that out because I think that it'll help you out a lot if you're struggling with that. Okay, so I'm going to grab just the first half, maybe something like this. Let's actually do 2 bars. I'm going to grab the first half of this here. I'm going to hold control. You can see I'm just highlighting things here. It wants to go twice. And so I'm going to select both of these, Control Shift D. And so it's basically going to make space for that duplication. And then maybe we can have something like that happen. One thing that I like to do is to bring my synths down in the intro, so when the band comes in, it just sounds bigger. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to group all of these together because I want to automate both of them. And so I'm going to quickly grab a utility, put it into my group here, click on the gain, and then when you hit A, you can see you're already on the gain automation just by clicking it. So if I click balance, you can see balance, gain, gain. And so I'm going to select where I want it to be quieter. I'm going to hold shift and it's going to affect what I highlighted. We could probably even put this in the intro here. For time's sake, I'm going to put this inside of my group here so it comes down with it. I'm going to remove that there. I'm going to change what this does here. So I think that was probably the fastest riff that I've made, which is good. You know, it's a practice in not overthinking. So let's check out what we did. But first, let me just let you know that I do one-on-one sessions now. And so if there's something that you need help with, or if you just, there's things that you want to try to get better with, then let's hang out, dude. Link's going to be in the description. That's going to be it for this one, dudes. That was a quickie. And again, that's the point, right? It's to get the song going fast. Then you can worry about the details later. So if you want to see how this song progresses, chances are I'll post something on my Instagram. So make sure you follow my Instagram at chris.badan. Also, make sure you check out the Patreon. I have a ton of cool things there. Not only are you supporting me, but there's a ton of goodies in there. There's MIDI. There is presets, there's templates, all kinds of good stuff. There's also a 2-hour mix walkthrough. So if you want to know how I go about getting my sound, that's in there. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to hang out every Tuesday, make sure that you subscribe. And also make sure that you like the video because it helps your boy out. But other than that, dudes, can't thank you enough for hanging out with me today. And we will see you next time. Later.